Time management and the role it plays in academic success. Attention college students. Are you super stressed out all the time? Are you overwhelmed with all the assignments, extracurricular activities, deadlines, and bookwork? Does it feel like no matter how hard you try to get things done, you never have time for everything? A study was done by some very smart people. They wanted to figure out a solution to such a common problem. After they completed their research, they published it in an article titled College Students' Time Management: Correlations with Academic Performance and Stress. If you have a bad habit of waiting till the night before a test to study, spending your time doing unimportant things, or just have a hard time allocating time well, you run the risk of stress and poor academic performance. That's why these smart people did this study, because so many students are in that very situation, and though many knew of the correlation between the two, there were few studies that actually tested it. First, they came up with ways to test one's time management skills. They called it the Time Management Behavior Scale, or TMB. It's a list of 46 time management behaviors that the participant chooses from 1, seldom true, to 4, very often true, that scores from 0 to 184. They broke these behaviors into 4 factors. Factors 1 and 2 are more physical factors. Factor 1 contains items about setting goals and priorities. Things like, I set short-term goals of what I want to accomplish in the next day or week. Or, I write out my tasks in order of importance so I know what order to complete my tasks in. Factor 2 contains items about planning and scheduling. Things like, I carry an appointment book with me, or I make a list of things to do each day and check them off as I do them. Factors 3 and 4 contain more thoughtful statements. Factor 3 is about perceived control of time and contains things like, I feel in control of my time, and I feel overwhelmed by trivial and unimportant tasks. Factor 4 is based on a participant's preference for disorganization, with items like, I can find things easier when my workplace is messy, or I think of my best ideas when I'm disorganized. After coming up with it, they found students to fill it out, in class or for extra credit, and asked them their demographic information as well to study further correlations there, things like age, race, and gender. 165 students also filled out the surveys corresponding with the 7 scales related to stress. These scales are role ambiguity, which means the predictability of the outcome of one's behavior, role overload, which is too much work to do in the available time, job tension, being measuring the pressures growing from work requirements, somatic tension, measuring the pressures growing from other requirements, job satisfaction, how people feel about work, life satisfaction, how people feel about their lives, and type AB pattern, A being aggressive, hurried, competitive, B being just the opposite. One main thing that they found by doing this is that time management is multi-dimensional, which means just because someone is good at one aspect of time management doesn't mean they're good at them all. For example, though women score higher than men on the TMB overall, the numbers show that they feel no more in control of their time. The next main thing to take away is that time management is directly related to stress and performance. This means those who use effective time management skills are less stressed and perform better. Other important findings that came from their work include those who felt more in control of their time did the best on all 7 stress scales. Participants who set goals and priorities had less role ambiguity and performed better academically. Those who were good at planning and scheduling had higher GPAs, performed better academically, had less role ambiguity, and were more satisfied with life. And surprisingly, those with a preference for disorganization also had less role ambiguity, somatic tension, and had higher GPAs. Everyone has an internal prime time, and those who perform better in the morning use more skills overall than night or neither people. Attending a time management seminar positively affects time management behaviors, whereas reading textbooks on the subject does not. How can we use this information to succeed in college? Try to use behaviors from all factors, because only having one type of skill only creates one type of benefit. Keep trying new combinations until you find the system that works best for you. What does it look like when we actually perform these behaviors regularly? Here is a to-do list in order of prioritization with a done section for finished work. Keeping track of important tasks and events on things like planners, appointment books, and weekly or monthly calendars. So throughout life's twists and turns, make time to plan your day so that you have time to enjoy what matters most.